Sleepers Podcast. Is it still July? It is. Thursday, July 31st. Dion, I blanked on how many days are in the month for a moment.
It is Thursday, July 31st. I also blanked because I looked down at the calendar and realized we're recording this on Wednesday.
Has the world ever explained why we need a different amount of days every month? Couldn't we just universally say 30 in each month and keep it moving?
I'm going to take a flyer guess on this, and I'm probably going to wind up being wrong and regret that I did this. I think it's the sun.
I was going to say the moon, something to do with the astrology somehow. What's going on with the sun? Why do we need a certain number of days?
I hate that I like the moon answer more because I thought I really nailed it with the sun, not going to lie, but I think you're actually right about the moon. But I'm going to keep rocking with my sun theory. I think it's how it rotates.
The sun rotates?
Yeah, and it has to go around the world 365 days, and the months are how we monitor, okay, the sun's in a new portion of the world.
Dion, I have some mind-breaking news to share with you. The sun doesn't rotate, my dog.
Sun doesn't move?
The earth rotates around the
Oh,
sun.
we're moving.
We're on the move, correct.
Got it. There's a world I end up like Kyrie after all this.
Let's not do a science class today, although now I really would like to flesh this out with you. It'd be fun to do a whole day where like we bring Riley and Cart on and we have someone actually smart. Actually, you know what? Yesterday was Wink Wednesday on socials. We should just have Wink play school teacher and like put us through a bunch of very basic questions and see how we all fare, you know?
Cart did say he wants to do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader on the stream one day.
That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, just some ideas, but that was hilarious. If Sleepers was the whole universe here, what do we revolve around? Who revolves around us? How does it all work?
Well, we revolve around Purdue and Illinois, most specifically according to Purdue and Illinois fans. Kentucky fans would disagree. I think sleepers as a whole is the calendar. Purdue and Illinois are like the 31-day months. Like we need those. You know what I mean? Like we need the 31-day months. Kentucky's like February, shorter month, a lot of holidays that we like though. A lot of holidays and the Super Bowl, a lot of big moments within it.
So I'm kind of thinking like the Sleepers is the universe, like we're the Sleepers verse, and then like I think all the teams we cover are the planets. So like you could probably go in order, like maybe Purdue is Mercury, Illinois is Venus, Kentucky is Earth. That makes sense, honestly. And then you keep going further out, and it's all the other like 10 or 11 teams that we really like to focus on. I would like to think our talent is the stars because we are some stars, but like Dion, Carter, myself, Riley, all of our social media people, various up and coming. Ooh, we just discovered a new comet, and it's like booby. And then I think, sadly, this is where this gets really scary for us. I think the sun, the centerpiece of this entire universe, the thing that it all revolves around, is producer JK.
That's all. So I want the sun to go back to or I want to get back to the sun rotating. If it all revolves around JK, I want him rotating around us. Like, how do we make it where he does all the moving?
That brings it full circle. But yeah, just imagine like if the sun just like once a month was like, hey, I'm out for 5 nights, I'm on a cruise. And then the whole universe had to operate in darkness for 5 days. Or no, honestly, there's a backup sun. It's Jay Hart. But the backup sun just, I don't know. Has the sun ever like looked the wrong color ever?
Jay Hart is when, and there's no way this is only a California thing, but maybe it is at the same time. You know when the sun and the moon like go over each other and then it just becomes super orange out? That's
Yeah.
Jay Hart.
Jay Hart's a solstice, which just comes about for 5 days once a month right now. We don't want that many solstices. And then I guess honestly, this makes a lot of sense. There's some global warming going on right now too, right? Like the world is starting to burn a little bit, you know, in a global warming sense.
I think Booby might be involved in the global warming. Like if Booby wins, if Booby wins Sleepers Got Talent, he might also be a little bit of the global warming.
Yeah, definitely possible. All right, that was fun. You want to kick us off with the YouTube comment today?
I do want to let everybody know. Imagine if the sun woke up one day and told the earth, like, hey, I want to raise.
Hmm. Yeah, JK is currently in contract negotiations with us. But then he ended the contract negotiation by saying, also just want to be clear, I'm not leaving. This wasn't a contract negotiation. So,
Which is exactly what the sun would have to say because the sun isn't moving and the earth is moving around the sun, as I just learned. So the sun has no choice but to come out every day.
yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna call JK later this week. We're gonna have a conversation and make sure I keep my producer happy because he is the centerpiece of this whole universe. Want to make that clear, JK? I'm gassing you up. No one can ever shit on the sun. What's our YouTube comment today?
I'm in proponent of you getting a raise, by the way, JK. If I had any advice, I would just text Cart next time and you would have gotten it. Um, a YouTube comment, I couldn't find too many, but Nomad Boiler said on the rash, try some CBD cream. Look for one that also uses arnica oil.
Um. Okay. Yeah. I don't hate that.
No idea what arnica is.
I don't either. That's why I was trying to play stupid. I was kind of hoping you could just jump in and save the day there.
No idea what arnica is, but I just thought that was one of the few comments that like I feel like are super useful in terms of like our everyday potentially. It
Yeah.
also could go really south and give you like a bigger rash too.
Also true. For the record, I did go to the doctor yesterday. Confirmed it's not poison ivy. Shout to Cart for telling me to go to the doctor. Got a nice little cream right here, 2 times a day. It's like an antiviral bacteria cream. So it sounds really gross because it kind of is gross. I sort of look like Deadpool just on the back of my hand. But yeah, we're gonna put this to the test in 95-degree weather on the golf course again today. So.
So you have to put the cream on your hand twice a day because of your golf glove?
Pretty
That's like
much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I think you need a larger size golf glove.
Yeah, I bought an XL for because I need to get one without fungus in the middle of it to start today. So, see how it goes. I'll report back on my burning hand, everyone. Just wait a couple days. Let's get to the Discord. Join the Discord. I hear there's a Discord conspiracy going on. Apparently, Carter's just been skipping comments again. Reminder, I don't do the comments. Carter does the comments. So, tag him if you're upset. I will mention to him. I always mention to him, Carter, please read all the comments. We literally promise that we will read all the comments every day, no matter how long, short, stupid, great they are. Carter, please read the comments, you bumbling idiot. Anyways, for today, we're super short on time, and I don't even know where we left off yesterday. So I am going to begin with Sleeve Nash at 104. And if we forgot any comments, listeners, I'm not trying to skip you. Just re-comment them tomorrow, and I promise keep commenting them until we do them. We will do them. Sleeve Nash starts us off with this. Greg, you said Rob Wright could be a National Player of the Year by his senior year. How is BYU not in your top two? He's with DeBonsa, Saunders, who's getting All-American buzz. That's potential 3 All-Americans. Purdue's trio has the resume, no doubt. Here's the question: which big three are you taking, Purdue or BYU? Two things for me. BYU's not in my top two because I'm a little bit lower on DeBonsa's impact than everybody else's. I don't see DeBonsa as an All-American. I think he's great, but I actually do believe Richie Saunders and Rob Wright will be the best two college basketball players this season on this team. I have BYU in my top five, so I'm not saying BYU's not nasty. I think they could win a national championship, but I'm not framing DeBonsa as this like program changing guy that everybody else is. I just think he's going to be a really good freshman, and Rob Wright and Saunders will be the two superstar guys. For Purdue, I'm taking Purdue this year, but Lawyer's not their big three for me. I have Omer Meyer as their third guy, and that changes the question a little bit.
If the third person's Fletch, that question's way closer than if it's Omer Meyer.
Yeah. Also, just to be clear, the reason it's Purdue over BYU for me is not even about the big threes. They have the two best big threes in the country. Purdue's fourth guy is Lawyer, fifth guy is Clough. Those are better than BYU's fourth and fifth guys.
Absolutely. I will say though, Kavakata and Clough might be a little closer though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Absolutely. Kebake is really good. Purdue Fox says, ever since I've started watching your videos at work as background noise, conspiracy theory videos have been populating in my suggested feed. I blame titles of your videos like If We Had a Magic Lamp as the cause. Yeah, that tracks. We like conspiracy theories here.
Yeah, probably rough that we just talked about the sun and the earth too for your conspiracy theory videos. Those are only going to go up.
Honestly, I'm surprised you're not getting like body language analysis videos. I feel like that's on brand with how much I'm on the channel. Body language PhD. Doctor, good to hear from you, man. I thought, honestly, I don't know. I didn't see you around these parts very much anymore. You've been taking your talents elsewhere, I feel like. Doctor said, when are we getting the Reed Bailey commits to Indiana video?
When you beat me in NCAA, Doctor, smoke.
Ooh, I like where that is. Yeah. Yeah, I have no comment on that. I think we were just on vacation when Reed Bailey committed to Indiana, and we at Sleepers Media don't view Reed Bailey as the Danny Wolf replica that Doctor does, so we haven't felt a sense of urgency on that. Coy says almost football season, lots of talk about Penn State and how good Drew Aller is or isn't, but I think that's losing the plot a little bit. Shouldn't Penn State's goal to be 2023 Michigan with Aller being McCarthy, not like 2019 LSU. I don't hate that comp. Like the team that has consistently came up short but keeps returning everybody finally gets over the hump.
Oh, yeah. I kind of took it like play style wise, and I was like, hopefully your senior quarterback you've been talking about for 4 years is a little bit better than the guy that beat you without throwing a pass at your crib in the second half, by the way. So, I mean, respectfully to JJ McCarthy, I didn't mean that to like shine a light on him, but I think Penn State should have a little bit higher expectations.
I might be tripping on this. And last season, I tried. People remember this. I tried to be a Drew Aller truther. I did. It didn't go well for me. But I just think McCarthy was better. And I know there were games that McCarthy wasn't asked to throw the ball, whatever, fine. But like the thing that made McCarthy special was like improvisation and seeing plays and making plays with his mind. I don't view that as a Drew Aller strength at all. I view Drew Aller as like an arm. To me, McCarthy has a fine arm. That's not what made him good. It was like he was this meditating, calm being who could always make the right play. That's not Aller. Aller will throw the ball into bad spots all the time. So that's where you lose me on the comp, I think.
Yeah, I just don't like the comp. I think McCarthy's a first round pick. I guess Aller is on first round boards. I just think there's more to McCarthy as much as I'll poke fun at him for not having to throw a pass in a win.
Yeah, Aller is supposed to be that guy, but we'll see. Zabumafu with our final comment of the day, and then we'll get back at it after this tomorrow. Zabumafu says, if you could steal any player from any team currently and add them to y'all's teams, who would it be? I would steal Tucker DeVries just to be petty. Zabumafu is a Purdue fan for what it is. Who would you steal?
AJ, depends.
And you'd put him
I'm,
on West Virginia. Is that your team, or are you rocking with a different team this year?
no, I would take AJ, put him on West Virginia, make him live in Morgantown, which he would hate. I wouldn't make him play basketball though. That's the thing. I would allow him to do whatever he wants as long as he posts vlogs twice a week talking about how much fun he likes in West Virginia.
Okay. I would steal Merez Johnson and start him at center. Dang, I did that already. I did. Whoa, crazy. That's wild. I want to say Trey Holloman because that'd be hilarious. The logo general now stomping on the logo a year later would just be so perfect. But no, I'll play it real. I would have to take Braden. Put the best point guard in the country on this Michigan team, and I think they might go undefeated.
Yeah, Braden and Yaxel feels like a major problem.
And just the whole question for me with Michigan is Cadeau.
Yeah.
So just get a guy with zero questions at point guard. I think that'd be incredible.
We just did 30 minutes on TKR, Omer Meyer, DHOs being unstoppable. Could you imagine a Yaxel Braden DHO?
Would be very, very, very fun. All right. Thank you, Discord. Join the Discord. We are brought to you by NBA 2K Labs. NBA 2K Labs is a great partner for us. They sponsored us all summer long. College Football Labs has every playbook, every player, anything you need to be good at College Football 26. Dion's been streaming that. Go check out the Sleeper streams as well. But thank you to NBA 2K Labs. Go check them out. They're making great stuff to help gamers everywhere. We're also brought to you by LabCorp. Let's hear a word from LabCorp now. Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Car, be honest with me, my friend. Have you ever had your testosterone levels checked?
No, I always figured I didn't need to unless something felt seriously wrong.
Well, that's the thing. Low testosterone doesn't always hit you like a truck. It creeps up on you through things like low energy, brain fog, irritability, trouble sleeping, weight gain, and even low libido. And I know you struggle with most of those things, but most guys just chalk that up to stress or getting older.
So you're saying it's actually possible something's off and we just don't know it?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's why I love what today's video sponsor, LabCorp On Demand, is doing. With their men's health tests, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, including total testosterone, without even going to the doctor. All you have to do is purchase your test, provide a sample at a LabCorp service center, and your sample will be collected using the same methods as your doctor. No need to even prick your own finger.
Wait. So there's no doctor's appointments at all.
No, you can purchase the test directly from LabCorp On Demand. Plus, testing is performed at LabCorp's CAP accredited CLIA certified clinical laboratories, the same kind used by doctors, processing about 3 million samples every week. That way, you know you're getting real, accurate results.
So that's all good and well, but how fast do the results actually come in?
As early as the next day, you'll get an email when they're ready, and you can view them online through your LabCorp patient account. The results are super easy to read. And if something requires urgent attention, LabCorp may even contact you by phone.
Man, I didn't even realize how much testosterone levels can affect stuff like mood, focus, and energy, and no one really talks about it unless it's extreme.
I know, but even subtle changes can impact your day to day life. And getting tested now can help you catch issues before they become bigger problems, especially if you're in your 30s or 40s and starting to feel off.
Man. So if someone who's been feeling more tired than usual or just not quite themselves, this could be the check-in that you need.
Definitely. And right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, kind of empowering to have this info about your body.
Take the guesswork out of your health and go check it out.
Our first topic today is an awesome thing for the sport of college basketball. The Field of 68 has brought back the marathon on opening day. ESPN used to do 24 hours of hoops to welcome us to college basketball season. It's been missing for a couple of years now. We've all whined about it publicly and privately. It's felt like there's no just like big opening celebration of the sport we all know and love. Well, the Field of 68 has saved us. They've brought it back. Shout out to my former employer. Field of 68's opening day marathon is going to take place in two events in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and in Rock Hill, South Carolina. They've got 12 teams involved, six total games starting at 8 a.m., running all the way through the night. I know how the Field of 68 operates. I've watched events like this that they've put on. They do such a good, fun job, and they are truly an entity that just I feel like you can feel how much they care about this sport in everything they do. It's why I was honored to work with them. It's why they're so successful in the space. And to me, of all ways to open up college basketball, I mean, an event that still this showcases 12 of kind of the under the radar teams, mid majors, right? Teams that aren't going to get a lot of national love throughout the year getting the spotlight on a day where I don't think there are any premier games to look forward to, and college basketball fans can just sit back and welcome back the sport in a celebratory way that also showcases that level. I just think it's really cool. So, from me to you guys personally and just on camera, obviously here professionally, but Rob, Jeff, congratulations, man. I don't know that they even imagined doing something like this when they launched this company years ago. And the fact that they can do something like this is so damn cool. What's your reaction to the Field of 68 opening day marathon?
I think it's really cool. I love the teams that are in it. I love the fact that it's back. I loved when ESPN did it. But what I love about what Field of 68's doing with it, um, is it's the under the radar teams like you mentioned. We're getting legitimately good matchups. Maybe it's not like the Arizonas or like the Blue Bloods, I guess you could say, right? That ESPN brought to the table. But I can skip out on watching North Carolina against UNC Greensboro if I'm getting some high level basketball from like the under the radar teams that also wouldn't normally get this platform and wouldn't get this opportunity to kind of be on the big stage. So it's going to mean a little bit more to them too. And I think we're going to get to watch a lot of really good basketball for across that space. I think it's super cool. You can tell that they really have their ear and heart on the pulse of what college basketball fans want too. And I think so desperately fans of any sport want the media entities that they follow to have their heart and ears on the pulse of what they're saying. And that's what we're begging the ESPNs, TNTs, NBC, CBS, so on and so forth to do. And Field of 68's doing it.
Yeah, it sounds like this is going to be streamed to the Field of 68's YouTube channel and also Twitter. So it's also just an unorthodox, cool way to watch basketball. Again, game starting at 8 a.m. all the way through a 9 p.m. tip. Winthrop versus Queens, St. Bonaventure versus Bradley, Murray State versus Omaha, Drake versus Northern Arizona, High Point versus Furman, South Dakota State versus Merrimack. Is going to be awesome. A lot of good. Obviously, Drake has been one of the best mid majors in the country. High Point and Furman have been NCAA tournament teams recently. Murray State's a program with history. I think Bradley's a team to watch this year. South Dakota State's had some players that have gone on to be high major transfer portal guys that have thrived. So yeah, I'm pumped about this. I think this is going to be just a very fun way, a good vibes way to enter into the college basketball season. And honestly, it's probably going to expand. Just like all things in college basketball, we're probably going to see expansion of this, right? This is probably just year one of a really cool event that could get more momentum, more teams involved, truly back to a 24-hour stream at some point. It's also going to be selfishly fun for me to see how the Field of 68 covers this because two locations at once is tough. It's not easy to just do one location, let alone two simultaneously the whole day, multiple teams covering it. I'm hoping this means we get some of my favorites like RC and TO involved here because those guys are the best. And it's just going to be exciting to watch, man. It's going to be fun.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully they get. I'm assuming Fanta will be involved in it a lot too, as well, right? Like, I think they definitely have the talent to make it work two locations wise. Logistically, it could be a little tough, but I think they'll be able to pull it off. Listen, as someone that's ran youth leagues at like five different sites at one time, you know what I'm saying? Like two, they should be all right.
I would also like to offer this up. Now, it's just if you want it. Rob, Jeff, let me know. We will, if you want, send Carter to both of these locations in the same day. If you want to send Carter out to South Dakota in the morning, and then you want to fly him across the country to South Carolina for the evening tip, and we could just vlog it the whole time, like it's kind of closed the loop on the college hoops to go element of Cart, but it's just Carter Elliott in what do they call it? Not first class, but in coach.
He also Art has to bring either Booby or JK with him to both too.
Yeah, yeah, very excited about this. So just let me know. You got my number, boys. We'll make some exciting things happen this year. I have a good feeling about that. Congratulations again to the Field of 68. Such a cool idea. Topic 2 today was a cool concept that comes to us from a friend of the program, Craig Bowers, Boilers in the Stands. Mr. Bowers. I love everything Craig puts together with the Boilers guys. And last night, he put his own spin on some of these coaching discussions we've had. Like last week, you and I did like 10 coaches for 10 years from now. And yesterday, Carter and I did like what coaches would we bet to win a title versus bet not to win a title. So a lot of coaching conversations. You might hear us say some of the same things again here, but this is a unique way. I haven't thought about this to put on this from Craig. Craig asked and tagged us on Twitter and said, best coach in 2025 to assemble and coach a team. Not looking at accolades that they have accumulated over long careers. I think this is a great combo given NIL and transfer portal changes. It is a unique way to look at it because anyway we've had these other discussions, we've always been like, well, he's won before. He could get another one. He hasn't done it. None of that matters. Drop all of that. Pretend that an asteroid wiped out everything before this year. We only know what these guys' skill sets are. We don't know what their accomplishments are. What 5 coaches in order would you rank 1 through 5 in terms of simply assembling a roster in the NIL transfer portal era and then coaching that team to a championship?
Shire, all by himself. I think Shire's all by himself. If it's just this conversation, it starts with Shire completely by himself. I think second is Pope. After that, it gets kind of tough though. I think you could go Paint, Dusty, Golden. You probably have to put Bruce Pearl in it too, just because I think Bruce Pearl's navigated the NIL era well. Nate Oates, if he hypothetically had NIL, could be in there too. Kevin Young as well.
So this is my issue. Started with Shire and Pope, who have both been really high on previous versions of our coaching conversations.
Yeah.
I think if we are simply isolating skill sets this year and dropping every single coach in the same situation, you kind of lose the luster of like, well, they're running the blue blood, right?
Oh, wait, but I thought so. Wait, are they're getting put in the same situation, but then they're building a roster there, or is the roster already built for them? My bad.
In my head, I'm sort of viewing this as you are building a roster from scratch, and
Okay,
every coach has the same. You could approach it with the same resources however you want.
gotcha.
So I don't know. Like I'm fine putting Shire somewhere there, maybe Pope. I don't know that he would be in mine just because I don't know. I think he has gone after a lot of role player types, and I don't think last year's team or this year's team necessarily has had national championship ceilings. So, like, to me, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. I'm going to give Craig's answers first because he responded to his tweet with his five, and there were a lot of people who responded to his tweet with their answers. But Craig's answers were Dan Hurley, Kelvin Sampson, Matt Painter, Nate Oates, Dusty May. I was happy to see Dusty on the list. I was surprised Craig put Dusty in there. Some other people responded, and Izzo was in theirs, given what he's been able to do in the last year. Here's what I would say. If it was just coach a team to a win and not about like build a roster in this era, Matt Painter's my number one without question. But I get lost with Painter and with multiple other coaches I would put on this list when it's talking about building a roster from scratch. That sounds weird because Painter's built the best roster in the sport this year. But Paint literally people were screaming this at me last offseason. Oh, I mean he's developing this year. He's slow playing it. It's all about the big picture. I don't want a coach in my top five that I think isn't going to use all of his resources in a year for quote unquote development, right? Like Paint literally last season said, I'm not going to portal. I'm not going to recruit over guys. I'm not going to make promises. He didn't bring a transfer in and he lost Cannon Catchings because of it. And the team was two pieces short of being championship good. So he has corrected his wrongs. But like, I don't even want to have a coach that has a risk of doing that, right? Like Tom Izzo clearly has a risk every year of not using resources he has. Matt Painter has done that as well. Shaka Smart is another guy who I think has done that as well. To me, I think if this is the exercise, no matter how good they are X's and O's wise, it's about building a roster from scratch. I can't factor in a coach who might not use all his resources over certain others in this era. Is that fair or am I tripping on that?
No, I think that's completely fair because when you brought up the idea of Shire and Pope being at Blue Bloods, kind of hurting them, my brain kind of went to, are we 100% sure if Paint, or I think you could even say Dusty to an extent, Izzo, so on and so forth. If they were at a Blue Blood, they would use the resources that came with the Blue Blood. I think we know Dusty would. That's why I would have him on the list. Paint, Izzo, Shaka, like you mentioned, some of the other coaches. I don't know if they do anything differently at Duke than they're doing at Purdue, Michigan State. I guess Michigan State could be a blue blood, of course, but I don't think they do anything differently with the resources if they're available. So I think that should hinder them a little bit too.
Yeah, I guess just my boxes to check here in terms of build your roster and then coach it to a title would be number one, have you crushed the transfer portal with impact players? Yes or no? Then two, are you recruiting prep level still? Are you bringing in NBA talents from prep?
Mhm.
Then three, how's your player development? Then four, how's your X's and O's coaching wise? Painter is Oshaka, player development and coaching X's and O's wise? Absolutely. I think you could even put them high school recruiting very high. But the transfer portal thing is such an element of this. And I understand we're supposed to drop past accomplishments, but to me, spending a whole season where you didn't use the portal to me is not an accomplishment. It's just a part of who you are philosophically that I wouldn't want to deal with in this era. So I'm gonna just disqualify those guys. To me, Dan Hurley is number one. I think we've seen him bring in championship caliber transfers. Tristan Newton, Cam Spencer. We've seen him develop pros, Stephon Castle, Donovan Kling, and Liam McNeely. And we know he can coach X's and O's wise and all of that. I think Dan Hurley has to be number one right now. Outside of that, I think Nate Oates' X's and O's philosophy is good enough. It should be there. I think Kelvin Sampson's proven product. And again, he's brought in transfers. He's put guys in the league. His team finishes number one on KenPom every single season in the portal era. I don't know how you could deny that. Those would be my unequivocal top three, I think. Hurley, Sampson, Oates. Then you got to make an argument for people you just believe in. And I don't know who my next two would be outside of that.
I want to make an argument for Shire to be in that top three, just because the exercise says to remove past accomplishments. It doesn't say to remove past rosters. Some of those rosters that those top three coaches have put together in the NIL era are stinky. Like some nasty rosters. Like Dan Hurley from the portal pulled Terrace Reed and said, "That's my starting center." You know what I mean? Like some of the moves that those coaches made are nasty. Shire, when it comes to just pure roster building, hasn't missed yet.
Yeah, yes, but it's just Duke. And he also has like this year he didn't use the portal.
But Cedric Coward.
I mean, it doesn't count, right? Last year he brought in two vet role player type, but like it's pretty clear Shire just wants to do the freshman thing, which is fine. To me, I think you're Duke. You could get a better portal superstar probably and not go into a season with Caleb Foster at point guard.
Well, I don't, yeah. But I mean, the development wise, though, too, when you factor in development, Con Knipple went from being like not on draft boards to what he went fourth.
I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to win a championship. I'm not trying to develop Conca.
No, but I mean, like he has player development because Tyrese Proctor too, right? Like I think he's shown he can develop players at a high level. He's shown he can recruit better than anybody. I think he's shown he can build a roster better than most people on the list. I mean, Kelvin Sampson, I think probably has him beat out. He had a short period of time. He hasn't missed on his roster yet. X's and O's is tough, but I just don't think he's missed on every other category yet.
It's fair. I don't hate it. He won't be on my five, but he can be on your five, and I don't hate that. I have two other nominations I just want to float. Tommy Lloyd has not had the March breakthrough, but he's always built top 10 caliber teams. He's done it through the portal. He's done it through freshmen. He's got arguably the best freshman incoming class this year outside of Duke. He's also Team USA's coach. I think that matters. And if I was trying to like pick a guy to do it for 1 year, I think having the guy that's running Team USA at the prep level probably matters, similar to how it used to with Coach K. And then I would also just add, you kind of glossed over him quickly, but I think he deserves a shout. Bruce Pearl.
Yeah.
I think what he did with Janai Broom happened before anyone else had done it in the portal. Like he took a portal guy, made him the National Player of the Year. Todd Pettiford's freshman development was better than anyone expected. I just kind of trust Bruce Pearl to be in the mix. For only one season, he gets more appealing than he would if you dragged it out a little bit. Other nominations I think have to be on the list. You can't go too far without thinking about Kevin Young here. Just given the roster that he's building, and year one was a smashing success from a play style perspective, he's not far off where Dusty May is. In fact, like I think Craig had Dusty May on his list. I'd probably put Kevin Young ahead of Dusty May for similar reasons Dusty is on Craig's list. And then lastly, uh, I know it's this era and people won't like it because it's been down. You can't forget Bill Self. You just can't. And I understand we're dropping past accomplishments, but Bill Self did win a national title in the portal era. He did. He's had three really disappointing seasons since, centered around Hunter Dickinson. But I just sometimes I feel like we're getting too cute when we're naming like some up and comers when like Bill Self clearly has championship shit to him if he has the right pieces. He just hasn't had the right pieces, and that's a miss.
I think Bill Self is a good shout, but also it is the portal era.
Right.
Yeah, I think in the portal era, he's missed a lot. But can we blame him for missing with Hunter Dickinson? Every coach in the country would have taken Hunter Dickinson that year.
Right. And like, I mean, last year AJ Store was a portal win. Clearly it didn't work, but I don't know how mad we can get at Bill Self for botching the portal. He's built the preseason number one team 2 straight years, and then it's just kind of messed up. So I think my official five, I'm gonna go Kelvin Sampson one, actually. I think the fact that he's always built the best team deserves to be one. I'm gonna go Dan Hurley two. I'm gonna go Nate Oates three. I think I'm going to go Tommy Lloyd four. And I think I'm actually going to go Todd Golden five. And I know I'm not supposed to do accomplishments, but I don't know how you look at what Florida's doing again this year and don't want that factored in. What's your official five?
I think so. My five, and this is just portal era, who I believe in for everything. I think I would go Kelvin Sampson one. I think he's shown the most creativity in his roster building. And like Shire, I don't think he's really missed on his roster yet. And he has the X's and O aspect to it. Number two, I think is going to shock everybody. I think I'm going to go Will Wade. I think if all things are equal, you give Will Wade
Jesus.
I think you give Will Wade the same amount of resources you give everybody else. Everything equal. We know he can coach X's and O's. We know he can develop players. We know he can recruit. I think Will Wade has to be up there only in the NIL era. He also has the most experience in the NIL era because he did it long before anybody else. Three, I do believe is Dan Hurley. I know we're not supposed to look at past accomplishments. Two championships in the NIL era. There's only been like four of them. I'm sorry, he has to be on the list. Shire four. I think five. I would probably go Bruce Pearl.
I do not endorse that list with Will Wade at two. Just want to be extremely clear. Shout out to Craig for the prompt. That was a fun discussion. Third and final topic today. I saw Field of 68 did a video, and it's one that I think we've discussed early in the offseason too, but just teams, like listing every team that could win a national championship. How many are there? And they called it their title tier. I think we had 11 or 12 teams that were like, they could win a national championship. I want to flip this and do player specific. What players could win National Player of the Year? How many are there? Where do we draw the line? I want to start by saying this. I think we all think Braden Smith's going to win National Player of the Year. I think we all think there are probably 3 to 4 real candidates that could take it from him. But for the sake of this exercise, and again, we're not wishing anything on anyone, for the sake of this exercise, we almost have to just assume that like Braden Smith and JT Toppin underwhelm somehow. I don't know what that would be, but let's just assume there is a world where the obvious candidates don't necessarily fulfill it. So then we can draw a line and stretch our imaginations a little bit further. Let's start with the obvious. Braden Smith and JT Toppin could win it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I
All right.
think Purdue's so good it might actually hurt Braden's chances.
Yep. I think that's totally fair. All right. I'm going to let you lead from here. Where do you want to go next?
Um, I want to. I think one freshman has to be on the list, and I know like AJ and Cam are the obvious ones. I think it should be Darren Peterson, though. I think Darren Peterson has the most opportunity at Kansas to be. He's like the solo star. I think he has the most opportunity to kind of like individual stats wise on a good team type of thing.
So I would argue I didn't know how quick we would get there, but I think Darren Peterson should be on the list. I think Cam Boozer has to be on the list. He could literally take Cooper Flagg's role. I think AJ DeBonce has to be on the list because if he has a Zion-esque season, he becomes the story of the sport. It could happen. I think if we're doing this, I think Michael Brown might need to be on the list.
If Mike Kell's on it, I want to argue for A Cuff too.
So Acuff to me, situationally, I see the argument. But I don't think it's realistic that a Calipari point guard on a team with DJ Wagner still could win that award.
But that would be my case for why Mikal shouldn't be on it either, though. There's so many guards on Louisville. Like I don't know if he will have the same chances that the other guys will.
You don't think there's any like just what Mike Hell's shown you this summer hasn't popped enough for you to throw that aside?
It has. It has. Like I think Michael is still like a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong, like top 5 to 10 pick in the draft. Conwell's amazing, McNeely's amazing. I think you have to get the ball in Wooley's hands somehow. Like
McNeely's all right. Like I'm a Louisville guy now too. I like this team, but I want to be clear. Like we're talking National Player of the Year caliber stuff. There is a world Michael Brown is just transcendent, and McNeely's a role player, right? There is a world where Conwell is incredible too. We might have to put him in this conversation, but like we're not worried about Woolley or McNeely getting in the way of Michael Brown if he's that good.
I'm not worried about them getting in the way of Michael Brown, but sometimes, like, I think when you have that many good players around you, it takes away from your individual stats to where you won't look like it's the same thing with Braden. Like, I don't think anybody on Purdue is going to get in Braden's way, but is he going to average like 17 and 12 like we're expecting? Like, maybe not, just because the other guys are going to be involved a little bit.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So we'll leave Michael and Acuff off then. You've talked me out of that. So we have the 3 freshmen, Braden Smith and JT Toppin. We run through a couple other nominees quickly. Does Trey Kaufman-Renn belong here?
Nah.
I would argue he does.
You think two Purdue players, even with Omer on the team?
So I know we said the opposite in a different video, but I think there is a world where Omer Meyer's addition makes both Braden and Omer sort of like as the guards both take a step back and just be facilitators and catch and shoot guys. And instead, it's like the singular thing is now this guy in the
Yeah,
post because we have two Bradens,
yeah.
right? And if that happened, maybe Braden sets the assist record, but maybe TKR's scoring goes up from what was he like 21 a game last year to 25 a game this year. It could happen. I'm not saying it's likely, but I think there is a world where it happens, and that's the exercise right now.
I do think it could happen. I'm okay with him being on the list because you've convinced me of that world. If that happens, I want to cancel my 3 unit bet on Purdue winning the national championship,
I
though.
agree. It's not what's best for Purdue, but there is a world where it could happen. Running through some other things. Is there a world where anyone on Florida is good enough? Boogie Flanders, Avion Lee would have to be the answer.
It would have to be Boogie for me. I don't see it with Xavier.
I would say no for both, but I just wanted to fact check it.
Yeah, I would say no for both too, but if we went that route, it would have to be Boogie.
Houston, I don't think anyone's good enough. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's good enough on Houston.
UConn, I don't think anyone's good enough unless you want to talk me into like a solo ball breakout, but I'm not interested in that.
Nah,
Anyone on St. John's? Bryce Hopkins is very good. Ian Jackson could be the breakout, but to me, they're all way down the list here.
yeah, way down the list.
We put DeBonce on the list. Is there anyone else on BYU that belongs?
Saunders, maybe?
National Player of the Year feels steep for him.
I
But
think it's really steep for Rob Wright.
so then let's just keep it at AJ. We already did Louisville. You're not going to put Conwell on the list if you're not putting Mike Hell on it, right?
Yeah, no, I think they cancel each other out.
Okay. Moving on. Is Axel Lendeborg on this list?
Has to be.
He does feel like he could be the singular star type with the numbers if Michigan's really good.
If Michigan's good, he's averaging 18 to 22 points per game, 10 boards, 4 or 5 assists.
Is Otega Owe on this list?
No, I wanted to make an argument for a Kentucky player, though. And I don't know
Uh-huh.
if he can be on the list, but barring health, is JQ not a National Player of the Year type of player?
I will be honest, I just flatly don't believe in JQ's ability to that extent. I think he could be an All-American, but not a National Player of the Year. I would put Owe on the list, but I'm interested in hearing your argument against it.
I think Owe is going to take a lesser role on this team. I think that's the primary focus of everything they've done is to bring him back, take the ball out of his hands some, and kind of play him to the role that would get him to the NBA. That doesn't mean I don't think he's going to be like all conference, but I don't think he's going to play a national player of the year type of role. The reason I would go the JQ route is I don't think anybody on Kentucky is going to play like national player of the year usage rate role type of thing. JQ is going to be the best defender in the country. If he also plays his role on offense, I think you could make some sort of argument for it.
Okay. All right. I'm so torn on it. I mean, the pitch to me for Otago would just be he is the best player on like a top two Kentucky team. But even then, I do feel like there would probably be a player with better numbers elsewhere. So you want to leave Otago off?
Yeah, I think they kind of cannibalize themselves.
Okay. All right. Outside of that, is there anyone else we haven't named? I mean, now we'd be looking at like breakout candidate types. I have maybe one to two that I would be open to.
Um, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
Tahad Pettiford.
Yeah, the I was gonna say Pettiford or Phylon maybe.
Would you put either one there right now or no?
I I do not believe in Tahad Pettiford. I do not believe in the guys that had every intention of leaving and came back for their sophomore year. I typically believe like if you do that, it means you're going to be there for 4 years. And I believe like Tahad's going to have some sort of drop off this year, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Last thing from me. Donovan Dent. Yes
Oh
or no?
yeah, okay. I would throw that on the list.
All right. So that makes our official list. Braden Smith, JT Toppin, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, AJ DeBonsa, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Yaxel Lendeborg, Donovan Dent. Feels good.
I like that.
One big thing presented by NBA 2K Lab and Lab Corp. What do you have?
One big thing. Earth. I just found out today that we rotate. Um, I'm now going to move differently. I might, instead of walking straight, I might walk right to see if I rotate back left. I wanna figure out gravity, I think.
All right. I'm excited to see how that journey goes for you. Maybe we could stream it. Sounds exciting. My one big thing, I want to say a genuine thank you quickly, a moment of real appreciation to all of our contestants on Sleepers Got Talent, everyone who auditioned for Sleepers Got Talent, everyone who watched Sleepers Got Talent. When I pitched the guys on doing this at the end of June, I think everyone was kind of rolling their eyes like, yeah, whatever, cool gimmick. We'll see where it goes. We've definitely tried a lot of creative things that have totally fallen on their face and flopped throughout the years. And I was even mentioning last summer, I feel like we did a couple abstract topic type themes for the month that just didn't work. And we thought this would be the dog days in July, and we'll just get through it. It'll be fun. It'll entertain ourselves at minimum. In the end, instead, no, we got a good feel of a lot of people out there that listened to this show that we didn't even know about. A bunch of people that expressed interest in working with us, which was so cool. We got some serious levels of effort and time spent from all of our contestants, even guys that didn't make the finalists. And then ultimately, we got three candidates that in Booby and Eli and Wink, I think we absolutely feel we could work with on a day-to-day basis with all three of them. And we're hoping we can find ways to maybe have multiple of these guys contribute. So thank you to everyone who put serious effort into it. Thank you to everyone who listened, who watched this, who commented, who became emotionally invested in this journey. You will see at minimum one of these faces on a reoccurring basis into August for us as we announce our winner later this week. But hopefully you see multiple characters in the Sleepers universe going forward as well. And a lot of exciting things to come in the beginning of August. Once JK is back from vacation, we have some announcements to make. So thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. Riley Davis and myself on Friday. We'll see you then.